Welcome back, everyone. The Google Pixel 6 actually ended up coming out, so let's go and compare it against the iPhone 11 and see which specific iPhone you should go and pick up, or specific Android phone. I say that all the time. If you want to pick up either one of these phones, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and help support the channel at the same time. Now, side by side, there is a little bit of difference between these two phones. The iPhone 11 has a 6.1-inch IPS panel on the front. It's a beautiful display, and I think it looks great. The Pixel 6, on the other hand, has a 6.4-inch AMOLED panel or OLED panel, and this panel is definitely much better, I think. I think the iPhone 11 the panel looks good. There's a little bit of a less bezel overall on the Pixel 6. You also have a hole punch display on the Pixel 6 and a 90 Hz panel. With the iPhone 11, this phone did come out in 2019, so it's not like apples and oranges here. However, I will be curious to see how they both hold up, 3-4 years from now. And the iPhone 11 is $499. The Pixel 6 is $599, so a little bit of difference in the price tag there as well. USB Type-C on the bottom of the Pixel 6, Lightning port on the iPhone 11. In terms of thinness and thickness, there's not really a big difference I can tell. I'm trying to think, I don't really think one is bigger or thicker, but the thickest point of the Pixel 6 is with this camera module on the back. Now both of them do have glass backs, which feels really good. I really love the design of the Pixel 6. I think that phone looks beautiful. Dual camera setups on the back of both of them. Wireless charging, and apparently the Pixel 6 has a reverse wireless charging, which is cool. No headphone jacks or anything on either one of them. I really don't think people care about it anymore. Power button on this side, IP certification on both as well. And definitely when it comes down to it, I think both of these phones feel extremely premium. And they're both relatively cheap now, which is really cool. So in terms of the outside, that pretty much covers it up there. Now we can go and kind of hit on the longevity of software, because I'll definitely tell you both of these phones luckily will still be getting many years of software updates. The iPhone 11, because it is already 2 years old, we're not at the end of its life cycle by any means, but as sooner than later, I'll probably say within like 3 years, we're probably going to see one of the last versions of iOS this one's going to be getting. The same exact thing for the Pixel 6. This thing's going to be getting software support for a long period of time. This thing's not going anywhere anytime soon, so you're definitely going to be getting a solid phone from both of these devices. But I will tell you, if you have to pick up one, I really don't have a preference here. Do you like iOS, Android? You can pretty much go from there. So in terms of that covers it up there. Now let's go and do a speed comparison between both of these devices. The iPhone 11 has that Apple A13 Bionic chip inside of it with 4 GB of RAM, where the Pixel 6 has that new Google Tensor chipset inside of it with 8 GB of RAM. So let's go and see which one is the faster phone between both of these. Okay, there we go. Hopefully you guys can kind of see it from here. Let me go and clear all the apps in the background of both of these devices. And there we go on the Android. We'll take one more second on the iPhone. Man, I wish we had a clear out button there. Now let's get into it. Let's go and open up phone calls. 3, 2, 1. I think the iPhone 11 was a little bit faster there. We can go into camera. 3, 2, 1. And I kind of want to think the iPhone 11 again was a little bit faster there. Hopping out of these two. Let's go and get into their Photos application. 3, 2, 1. And I think the iPhone 11 may have been a little bit faster there too. So let's go and hop out of this one. Let's do their app stores. 3, 2, 1. And definitely the Play Store was much faster there. I've noticed this with Android devices. They actually load up the Play Store much faster than you would actually expect. Scrolling through here, I don't really see that big of a difference between these two. So let's go and hop out of this one. And as always, I have a bunch of these third-party applications we can open up on both. Now we can do Snapchat. 3, 2, 1. I think maybe the Pixel 6 was faster. They both were kind of the same though. There's no more apps here that I can see that are the same. So let's scroll here. Let's go into Fruit Ninja. 3, 2, 1. Now there was an application, I think it was Temple Run 2, that keeps glitching up on the Pixel 6. So I guess we'll see. We'll get there when we get there. But you can see the iPhone 13 or iPhone 11 loaded that one up faster than the Pixel 6, which is actually pretty interesting. Let's go and hop out of this one. Let's go and get into Thank You. 3, 2, 1. It looked like I clicked on it in the iPhone 11, but I didn't. And the Pixel 6 was faster. iPhone 11 a little bit behind there. Gameplay wise, I think they're going to be roughly around the same. Hopping out of this one, we can do Quizlet. 3, 2, 1. And actually, maybe the iPhone 11 was faster, but they both were pretty much the same. We can try Temple Run 2, 3, 2, 1. But like I mentioned, I think it's going to crash here, but we can still see which one was going to load up faster than the other one. And the Pixel 6 did crash there. They both looked neck and neck though. The iPhone 11 looked like it was probably going to be a little bit faster, but they were pretty close. Snake first block. 3, 2, 1. And the Pixel 6 was faster, followed by the iPhone 11 a little bit behind right there. Gameplay wise, again, I don't really think we're going to see that big of a difference for this one. Let's go and hop out of this one. Let's go and hop out of this one. Let's do Twitter. 3, 2, 1. iPhone 11, I think, was faster. Pixel 6 a little bit behind. And to be honest, I think that covers up a majority of the applications that I actually wanted to test. I think we kind of get a good understanding of both of these devices. I genuinely do think that there isn't really one app or one game that's way faster or smoother on the other iPhone than the other Android. So when it comes down to it, I'll probably tell you both of them are very fast. I'm still surprised. I'm more surprised of the iPhone 11 of how good performing phone the iPhone 11 is right now. This phone was able to keep up with this one, and most of the time, I think at least keep on par. I don't think it was necessarily beating it every single time, but I would still say the iPhone 11's performance was really good. I think Google still needs to work on this chipset, but it's much better than I was expecting, in my opinion. So, in terms of that, that covers it up here. Now, let's go and hit on the cameras. So like I mentioned before, dual camera setups on both. They're both wide angle lenses and ultra wide lenses, which is really cool. So you have the ability of zooming normally if you'd like, but you also have the ability of zooming out a lot in a photo, which is really cool. 4K at 60 on the back of both of these, but there is a big difference on the front. You actually only get 1080p on the front of the Pixel 6, where you actually get 4K at 60 on the front of the iPhone 11. So there is a massive difference right there, in my opinion. And I think the iPhone 11's camera, at least the front one, is better. In terms of the camera UI and everything, you can see they're almost exactly the same. I hope, I wish both these manufacturers kind of take it up a notch. They really, I mean, I don't like the camera UIs on either of these phones, but I will tell you they have a lot of features built in. I like the quality of the Pixel 6 camera, and maybe it is better here and there than the iPhone 11, but it's strange to me that an iPhone from 2019 still has a better camera than one of the main flagship Pixels. Even though this is a $599 phone, we still don't have 4K at 60 on the front, not even 4K on the front of this camera, which is very strange. So I'll test these cameras out thoroughly, maybe in like a couple days or so, but as of right now, I still like the iPhone 11 camera, but I think the Pixel 6 camera is very good too. So now that brings us to the end of the video, and to be honest, should you go and pick up an iPhone 11 or should you pick up a Pixel 6? Now this is what I'll tell you, starting with the Pixel 6, I think this is a great phone. It has a lot of capability and it is brand new and with a brand new chipset. So that's typically what happens, with a brand new chipset. It's not going to be perfect. There's going to be some issues here and there. I love the build quality of the Pixel 6. I think the cameras are fantastic. I think the build quality is amazing. I think the battery life is beautiful on this phone as well. That fingerprint sensor right here is cool, and I really like that type of capability. And this is a fast, powerful phone. You're getting everything you'd ever want in a phone on this, at least from my Android side. And I really don't have any complaints. I think this is overall a better phone than the iPhone 11, but I don't, like, as of right now, but I don't think the iPhone 11 is a worse phone than the Pixel 6. When I look at the iPhone 11, I see a phone that's still completely capable of everything I ever wanted to throw at it. This phone has so much capability behind it. The build quality is still pretty good. The screen is still okay, but everything else is perfectly fine. It was keeping up with the Pixel 6, and at some points it was kind of beating it, to be honest. And, it's pretty insane how good of a phone this is still in 2019. So when it comes down to it, I mean, yes, the Pixel 6 is the flagship, well, one of the, kind of like a flagship $599 phone from Google, and that's awesome. But I still think the iPhone 11, like if I had to pick up one, I find it a hard decision to pick up a Pixel 6 just because it's newer. I kind of feel like the iPhone 11 may be the better one in some cases. Although the Pixel 6 is a great phone, I don't know if it's the better one here, which is pretty crazy. So that pretty much covers it up here. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.